And welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us. I am joined now by Christy Clark. Good to see you so much.
Good to see you.
She is the chair of the Board of Trustees for the Arkansas State University System, and you are the chief controller at Clark Contractors as well.
Right,
so
that's right.
You're busy. You wear a lot of hats.
I do.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to stay focused on higher education today because under your leadership and among others on the board there has been a lot of growth at Arkansas State University and the system as a whole. Tell me what you attribute so much of this growth to over the last decade.
Well, we added 3 campuses to our system over the last decade. In 2015, we brought on ASU Mid-South in West Memphis. In 2020, we brought on ASU Three Rivers in Malvern. And then in 2021, we brought on Henderson State University in Arkadelphia. So Dr. Chuck Welch led us through those mergers, and those were wonderful additions to our system. So that is part of our growth for sure.
Enrollment's up too, though.
Enrollment is trending up.
Not all universities or colleges can say that.
That's exactly right, and that is the name of the game. And so we're grateful for the increased interest in our schools. We are very focused on trying to attract students, and so those are fruits of hard labor for sure.
Yeah. You have a new system president coming on to replace Dr. Chuck Welch. His name is Dr. Brendan Kelly.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about Brendan Kelly.
Oh, Dr. Kelly's coming to us from the University of West Georgia in Carrollton, Georgia. He is a dynamic speaker. He is a wonderful person. He and his wife, Dr. Tressa Kelly, come as a team.
Okay.
They are very involved in their campus there, and we're so excited to get them here in September to start working with our campuses here. He's been here, he's met our chancellors, but he's ready to get his boots on the ground and get to work.
You obviously had a big pool of talent to choose from on this. Kind of what set him apart in terms of making him the right choice?
He sees where we want to go. He shares our concerns and our visions for our system and our campuses. He's knowledgeable, extremely energetic. Just a great leader to follow. His personality as well as his experience just brought him straight to the top.
Chuck Welch's personality is a hard one to follow as well.
Yeah,
so.
I say he's big shoes to fill, both literally and figuratively. He was a big personality and did a great job for us.
Yeah. And he's moved on to Washington, D.C. He's kind of got a role with a lot of other larger institutions there. We'll get him on sometime to tell us what he's doing in that respect.
I'm sure he'd be glad to tell you
Yes,
what
he would
he's
love
doing.
to talk. There's no shortage of opportunity there. Let's talk about a couple of firsts for Arkansas State University and what's coming up. You guys are going to be launching a veterinarian school soon. I'm not quite certain what the timeline is. I get them all juggled up.
The timeline is fall of 26.
Okay.
So we really hope to do fall of 25. It is just a process to get this up and going, and it takes time. So we're working toward that. We've hired our dean, Dr. Heidi Bance, came to us from LSU in 24 just recently, and so she's starting. Dr. Lynn Fry has moved over to the vet school, so the work is going in. We had an accreditation visit in July, a site visit. But it's a long process. It's been a long time in the making.
Explain to people that don't know why it fits for Arkansas State to be the ones to champion this veterinarian school.
Well, we are, Northeast Arkansas in itself is agriculture focused. We have animal science degrees already in place. We have an equine center. We are, we just think we're perfectly suited both geographically and programmatically to take this on and to be the one veterinarian school in the state.
Yeah. Also, there is going to be a steel institute at A-State, and obviously the steel industry is just booming in Northeast Arkansas. We need more workers. We need a whole lot more infrastructure up there. What will the Steel Institute provide?
The Steel Institute will provide steel research. We hope to partner with the steel companies in Northeast Arkansas to provide research, to provide materials testing, to provide training and degree paths for their employees, both workforce and professionally, just whatever they need. We hope to be their one-stop shop for all things steel in Northeast Arkansas, just to come alongside them and provide what they need.
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
It is.
I mean, investments up there, if people haven't been to that part of the state, you just have no idea how it is changing the landscape up there dramatically.
That's right. And Dr. Shields has done a great job of connecting with those companies, getting to know them, exposing our campus to them, as well as exposing our campus to the steel industry. You know, it's going to be a good partnership, we feel sure.
I know you have the purview of overseeing the entire system, but you just brought up Dr. Todd Shields, who is the chancellor at the Arkansas State University flagship campus in Jonesboro. I want you to talk a little bit about him and what he has been doing for the biggest campus of the system right there, because he's a dynamic personality as well.
He really is. He just celebrated his 2-year anniversary with us yesterday, and he has been going just all in since he got there on day one. He's really hyper-focused on student enrollment, and that is a driver for all things that we do. So we're excited to see our enrollment numbers this fall. He's done a great job of increasing that, of reaching students in our area and beyond to come to Arkansas State. He's generated excitement about our campus, made some changes in leadership that have been good, and he's just really a leader that people want to get behind. You
mentioned student enrollment, and that is the magic elixir. Kind of what makes student enrollment go? What's kind of the secret sauce for that?
Well, there are a lot of things, but you have to offer programs, for one, that are interesting and relevant to the student at this time. You also need to have a campus life that's interesting and that's a draw for the students, especially the ones that want to be on campus. It is the perfect mix that is sometimes always shifting, but we try to achieve it year to year.
The campus has changed a little bit since you were a student there.
Oh my goodness. It hardly looks the same, for sure.
That's a
all
good
for
thing.
the good.
Yes,
all for the good.
Definitely.
Yes.
Well, let's use our last few moments here to talk about just kind of an outlook for ASU's system and higher education in general. Governor Sarah Sanders told me in an interview in June, she reiterated that this past week, that higher education is going to be a big focus for her in the next legislative session. Short on details as to what that means, but you do have to feel good in some respects that it is going to be a subject matter that's going to get talked about a lot. Maybe some concerns as well that who knows what direction some of those conversations may go. What do you think needs to happen in terms of the conversation, the legislative conversation about higher ed?
Well, we're just excited to see what she brings. Nervous too, I guess, is worth saying, but we just know that she will have an agenda that we will want to get behind. We're excited about her plans. We hope they align with what we have in store. Yeah, it's a question mark, I should say, but we're excited about it.
Well, you got a lot of legislative allies there that are going to be pushing for you. I think one of the things that will be a big topic of conversation, and I know it's one that you study a lot, is this cliff enrollment that this enrollment cliff, I would say, that we're coming up on. There aren't as many people to come to college as there once were. How do you address that?
You go after the non-traditional students. So the enrollment cliff is a demographic of high school students, and that number is declining. But the population, we have a lot of students who have started a degree but haven't finished that we can try to recruit back to finish their degrees. We can also increase workforce training. There are a lot of ways to recruit students besides the traditional student coming out of high school.
You need it all, though.
We need it all.
All right. Christy Clark, thank you so much for being with me.
Thank you
I appreciate you so much.